Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the edge of a vast, dense forest, lived a community of friendly and hard-working people. This village, known as Ngoma, was filled with laughter, music, and the aroma of delicious food. Children played in the fields, and elders told stories under the big baobab tree. But there was one shadow that loomed over Ngoma, the giant who lived deep in the forest. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about him. They said he was wicked and cruel, that he drank blood and cast dark spells. Mothers warned their children to stay away from the forest, and men carried charms to protect themselves. In this village lived a brave and curious girl named Mengi. She had bright eyes and a heart full of courage. Mengi loved listening to the elders' stories. But she always wondered if the tales about the giant were true. She didn't believe that anyone could be as evil as the stories said. One day, after hearing another terrifying tale about the giant, Mengi made a decision. She would venture into the forest to find the truth. She believed that there was more to the giant than what people said, with determination in her heart. Mengi packed a small bag with food and water and set off early the next morning. As she entered the forest, the tall trees seemed to whisper secrets, birds chirped, and leaves rustled under her feet. Mengi walked for hours, her bravery keeping her moving forward. She finally reached a large stone house hidden among the trees. It was the giant's home. Mengi took a deep breath and knocked on the door. The door creaked open, and she looked up to see the giant standing before her. He was indeed very tall, with big hands and feet, but his eyes looked kind, not cruel. "Hello," said Mengi, her voice steady. "My name is Mengi. I have come to meet you." The giant smiled softly. "Hello, Mengi. My name is Nguvu. Why did you come here?" "Aren't you scared of me?" Mengi shook her head. "No, I want to know if the stories are true. People say you are wicked and drink blood." Nguvu laughed, a deep but warm laugh. "Oh dear Mengi, those stories are not true. I am not wicked, and I don't drink blood. I live alone, because people are scared of me." Nguvu invited Mengi inside his house, and she saw that it was warm and cozy. He showed her his kitchen, where he cooked delicious vegetable stew, and his garden, full of beautiful flowers and fruits. Mengi realized that Nguvu was not cruel. He was kind and gentle. As they talked, Nguvu told Mengi his story. "Many years ago, I saved a traveler lost in the forest. I gave him food and water, but when he returned to the village, he lied and said I tried to hurt him. Since then, everyone has been afraid of me." Mengi felt sad for Nguvu. She realized how lonely he must be. "I will tell everyone the truth," she promised. Little did she know that this promise would lead to an adventure that would change the village forever. Mengi spent the rest of the day with Nguvu, listening to his stories and learning more about his life. She saw how gentle he was with the animals in the forest and how carefully he tended to his garden. Nguvu even showed her a secret pond where the clearest water sparkled under the sun. As the sun began to set, Mengi knew it was time to return to the village. Nguvu walked her to the edge of the forest, and they bid each other farewell. "Be careful, Mengi," Nguvu said. "And thank you for believing in me." Mengi smiled. "I will tell everyone the truth. Nguvu, they will see that you are not wicked." With a heart full of hope, Mengi began her journey back to Ngoma, the forest, which had seemed so mysterious and frightening in the morning, now felt like a place of beauty and wonder. Mengi hurried along the path, eager to share what she had discovered. When she reached the village, it was already dark. The villagers were gathered around the fire, listening to an elder's tale. Mengi ran to them, her excitement bubbling over. "I have been to the forest," she announced. "I have met the giant." The villagers gasped. "What? You went to see the giant?" they exclaimed. "How could you do such a dangerous thing?" Mengi raised her hands to quiet them. "Listen to me," she said. "The giant is not wicked. His name is Nguvu, and he is kind and gentle. He doesn't drink blood or cast spells. He lives alone because he is lonely and afraid." The villagers were shocked. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. "But the stories," one of the elders began. "The stories are lies," Menji interrupted. "Nguvu told me that many years ago, he saved a traveler who was lost in the forest, but that traveler lied and said Nguvu tried to hurt him. That's why everyone is afraid of him." The villagers murmured among themselves. Unsure of what to believe, "You must see for yourselves," Mengi urged. "Come with me to the forest, meet Nguvu and see the truth." Some of the villagers were still hesitant, but Mengi's bravery and determination inspired them. The next morning, a group of villagers, led by Menji, set out for the forest. They were nervous but curious, wondering if Mengi's words could be true. As they walked through the forest, they saw its beauty for the first time. The tall trees, the colorful birds, and the fragrant flowers all seemed to welcome them. Finally, they reached Nguvu's stone house. Nguvu came out to meet them, his kind eyes sparkling with hope. "Welcome," he said. "Please, come in and see my home." The villagers followed Nguvu inside. And just as Mengi had said, they found a warm and cozy house filled with the scent of delicious vegetable stew. Nguvu showed them his garden and the secret pond. They saw how he cared for the animals and tended to his plants. Slowly, the villagers realized that Mengi had been right. Nguvu was not wicked. He was a giant with a pure and sincere heart. They felt ashamed of their fear and the lies they had believed. As the villagers began to leave, they promised to tell everyone in Goma the truth about Nguvu. Mengi felt a sense of accomplishment and happiness. She knew that this was just the beginning of a new friendship between Nguvu and the village. Little did they know, an even greater adventure was about to unfold. One that would bring Nguvu and the villagers even closer together. A few days after the villagers visited Nguvu, strange things began to happen in Ngoma. Dark clouds gathered in the sky, blocking out the sun. The air grew heavy and cold. The villagers felt uneasy, as if something bad was about to happen. One evening, as the villagers were preparing for bed, a loud roar echoed through the village. The ground trembled, and the villagers rushed outside to see what was happening. To their horror, they saw a huge shadow moving towards the village. It was a monstrous beast, with fiery eyes and sharp claws. It roared again, sending shivers down everyone's spine. The villagers were terrified. They had never seen such a creature before. Menji, who had been sitting with her family, felt a surge of fear. But she also remembered Nguvu. She knew that he was strong and brave. Without wasting a moment, she ran to the forest to find him. "Nguvu! Nguvu!" Menji called out as she ran through the trees. "The village is in danger. We need your help." Nguvu heard Mengi's cries and rushed to meet her. "What is it, Mengi?" he asked, his face full of concern. "A terrible beast is attacking the village," Mengi explained breathlessly. "We need your help to stop it." Nguvu nodded. "Lead the way, Mengi. I will do everything I can to help." Mengi and Nguvu hurried back to the village. When they arrived, they saw the beast wreaking havoc, smashing houses and scaring the villagers. The men tried to fight it off with sticks and stones, but the beast was too powerful. Nguvu stepped forward, his tall figure casting a long shadow. "Leave these people alone," he shouted at the beast. The beast turned to face Nguvu, its fiery eyes narrowing. It roared and charged at him, but Nguvu stood his ground. With one mighty swing of his arm, he knocked the beast back. The villagers watched in awe as Nguvu battled the beast. It was a fierce fight. But Nguvu was determined to protect the village. He used his strength and courage to fend off the beast, driving it back towards the forest. Finally, with one last roar, the beast turned and fled into the darkness. The villagers cheered and rushed to thank Nguvu. "You saved us," they cried. "Thank you, Nguvu." Nguvu smiled. Though he was tired from the fight, "I am glad I could help," he said. "We must stay vigilant, though. There may be more dangers ahead." Menji hugged Nguvu. "Thank you, Nguvu. You are a true friend to our village." That night, the villagers gathered around a big bonfire in the center of Ngoma to celebrate Nguvu's bravery. They sang songs of gratitude and danced in joy. The village elders, who had once told fearful stories about Nguvu, now praised him as their hero. Mengi stood beside Nguvu, her heart swelling with pride. She had always believed in him, and now the entire village saw the truth. The villagers brought food and gifts to Nguvu, showing their appreciation. One of the elders, an old woman named Mama Kija, stepped forward. She raised her hands for silence. Nguvu, you have saved us from a terrible beast. She said, we owe you our lives. From now on, you are a part of our village. We welcome you as our friend and protector. Nguvu's eyes shone with gratitude. Thank you, Mama Kija, he said. I am honored to be part of your village. I will always be here to help and protect you. As the night wore on, the villagers shared stories and laughter. Nguvu told them about his life in the forest, and they shared their own tales of bravery and adventure. For the first time in many years, there was no fear or mistrust between them. Please like this video, share, and drop your comments while waiting for the continuation. Follow this channel for more videos like this.